All right. Thanks so much for joining us on this fine, most likely afternoon. I'm in Arizona, so it is still morning, and it is always funny to be, behind while everyone else is in the future, eating lunch. But welcome. I am Lindsay O'Neill. I am the current president of the Learning Round Table. Let's go ahead. I want to welcome you all, and other board members are here. Would you like to introduce yourselves? Cassie, I'll put you on the spot.
Sure. I'm Cassie Colucci, president-elect, right? Yeah, I think that's what I am.
Yeah.
I'm Somerset County Library System in New Jersey, so I am one of those folks at the lunchtime hour.
I never knew how many people were on Eastern time until I became president of Learning Roundtable, and suddenly it all makes sense. Literally half the nation's population is in the East Coast time zone. It blows my mind still. I can't get over it. Dorothy, would you like to introduce yourself, or Amy?
Sure. I'm in Maryland. I'm Dorothy Stoltz, and I retired a couple of years ago from Carroll County Public Library in Maryland. I was director for community engagement, and I'm staying sort of semi-retired, engaged in doing various projects, and really happy to be part of the Learning Roundtable.
And we're happy to have you. So, Dorothy, I don't know if you said you're one of our members at large, and we're happy to have you as a member at large. Amy, you're up.
Iben, I am your past president, um, which also means that I am doing nominations. So if you want to run for an office, hit me up. I am a branch operations manager for the Johnson County Libraries here in the Kansas City
Gosh,
area.
thank you. Okay, let me make sure I have this open too. I've got many open windows. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Okay. Oh, yes, that means we do have the presidential trio here today. I heard Gaming Roundtable refer to themselves as the presidential trio, and I really liked that. So, past, present, and future all in one convenient meeting. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about who we are and what we do. Our mission as Learning Roundtable, our name can sometimes throw people off, but our goal is basically to support all things professional development for people that work in libraries. So that's library staff. I want to say our membership skews a little more towards supporting development of library staff. My personal focus for the business that I have is developing librarians, but I also do staff as well. So we are a group of people that all are involved with development of library staff in some way. And as a roundtable, our goal is to facilitate networking, get some resources out to support all of you in your goals to develop library staff. And we also want to advocate for quality training in all things at local and national levels. Currently, we're standing at about 365 dues paying members, but we probably have more than that in our ALA Connect community, which is fantastic. So today we are offering some information about our committees. We are all volunteer run, just like, everyone at ALA that doesn't get a paycheck. So that's basically like 99% of people involved with ALA. And we are looking for volunteers to help us out rebuild our committees, which has been a little dormant since the pandemic. We're focusing on getting 4 committees up and going for this year. That's membership engagement, conference programs, online learning, and the Pat Carteret Professional Development Grant. And I'll tell you a little bit about each of those. My goal today was more just to have a quick overview and then ask any questions that you have and also get to know each other a little bit as well. So member engagement is just all things making sure members are happy with Learning Roundtable and figuring out how we can make them happier. We always want our membership to grow, but right now we really just want our membership to be engaged with each other, to network, to get what they want out of this group. So that could be doing surveys of the membership. I know we have a member at large that wants to really get to know who the membership are, and she's working on something like that right now. We might have this committee plan events to have us all get together over Zoom or maybe at ALA. And we do have a newsletter as well. Colleen Hooks is our newsletter editor. She's not the chair, but she's a mainstay in this member engagement group, because one of the ways we are engaging members is by getting people to write things for our newsletter and then distributing that newsletter. So there aren't really concrete goals right now for the member engagement committee. Whoever is on this committee will come up with those goals together. But as president, what I would like to see is just learning a little bit about who our members are, what they want, and how we can serve them best. I have my own ideas on how we can do that, but we definitely want to hear from our members themselves. Next up is conference programs. We have a strong presence at the ALA annual conferences. Last year we had, I want to say it was 4 events. Well, we had a board meeting. It doesn't really count too much, but we do have a president's program. We do have a member social, and we do have a training showcase. As Amy states, it was a lot. Amy and I were running like mad all over the gigantic conference center, grabbing huge stacks of handouts and materials to get to all the various events. It was a lot. And even more a lot, anyways, were the deadlines throughout the year planning for conference. So Amy took on a lot of that herself last year. This year, we really need to get more people together so we can distribute that workload and also really keep on top of our deadlines. So if you'd like to serve on this committee, we would love to have you. It's really just making sure all those deadlines are met, a bit of administrative work. If you can attend the conference, that would be fantastic, because it is just a lot making sure that each event has all the materials needed, has the setup needed, AV needs of whoever is presenting or speaking are met. It can be a lot. So the more hands we have on this, the better. And conference is a really good time. So if you do come, we're going to have a good time together. If you just want to participate throughout the year, that's great too. I do have a preliminary list going of the deadlines for the year, and there'll be a lot of support for people on this committee. I did not mention we do already have chairs set up for each of these 4 committees. So we just need bodies at this point. Not bodies, engaged committee members. All right, next up is online learning. I said I'd be the chair for this one. Our goal for online learning is just creating online learning of all stripes. For this year, I'm thinking a webinar series that combines both professional development and networking. I'm part of a organization for my part-time job at Arizona State University. It's a accessibility liaisons group, and once a month they have a kind of development / networking event where they have someone speak, and then we all just kind of problem solve together. So I really like that format. It's pretty casual, and I thought that'd be a good way to kind of get our online learning kicked off for this year. Those events will be recorded, the presenting part, maybe not the networking part, and those will be offered as a member only benefit. So I think right now I'm like a committee of 1 or 2, and I would love to have people help me brainstorm, do logistics of setting up these webinars, getting the messaging and the marketing out, uploading the recordings to our YouTube, so on and so forth. Last but not least is our Pat Carteret Professional Development Grant. Pat Carteret was a former president of Learning Roundtable. It's probably by a different name then. This one's really great. You get to give people money to get professional development. If you like to give people money, this might be the committee for you. Basically, this committee is just going to put out the call and select a recipient. So it's very time bound. You have a concrete task to do. You don't have to do a lot of, brainstorming or thinking of events or anything. It's all laid out for you. You just have to do the thing, select the recipient, and spread the good news of the recipient that we selected. So make someone's professional development dreams come true. You're going to be like the fairy godmother of PD. So that's pretty cool. And we do have a chair for this one as well. All right, participation requirements. So if you'd like to participate on a committee, you're looking about 2 to 4 hours a month. Depend on what the committee has going on and how involved that you want to be. If you sign up for a committee, please participate. We definitely need everyone's help getting our programs running and getting our membership engaged. If you sign up for a committee, your term will end in July. Typically, these run June through, no, I have that backwards. July through June. Terms run July through June, just like the rest of the ALA year, but your terms would be renewable. So if you love your committee, you can stay on it. No experience is required. If you'd like to participate in a committee, we just need you and your ideas. The fact that you are already thinking about Learning Roundtable and wanting to be involved is all the experience and motivation that you need and we're looking for. And as far as the meetings go, the committee goals, it's really going to be up to you and the other committee members. You know, the conference programs committee, the Pat Carteret grant committee, both those kind of have specific jobs to do, but online learning and the membership engagement are a little more loosey-goosey. We're going to decide our goals and figure out how to make those things happen. So that might be a way to help you decide if you're interested in one committee over another. And there's benefits for you as well. Get to know your other Learning Roundtable members. My favorite people I've met in life, I've generally met by working with them or volunteering with them, you know, working towards a common goal together. So it's a great way to meet other people that could become your lifelong besties. You never know. This will be a form of professional development as well, whether you've participated in committees or not, whether you've done this kind of work of, you know, awarding grants or engaging your members. Like these are all opportunities to learn from other people that are working towards the same goal. So it's going to be development for you as well. You'll have the opportunity to build your leadership skills. If you want to take on a chair down the line, if you want to take on a project for a committee, these are all opportunities to take something on and build your own leadership capacity. And of course, last but not least, it's going to look fantastic on your resume. If you are going to be out on the job hunt soon, or you're just looking to get more things on your resume or CV, this is a great way to do that, to show that you are doing professional service to a professional organization, ALA. So that is basically it from me. I am going to put in some links and information into the chat. You are welcome to email me. I'm Lindsay O'Neill again. My email address is there. If you want to sign up and express your interest now for a committee, that form is there. I would also encourage you to give us your email address. I won't make this public. If you would like us to send you information directly, you can message me your email address directly in the chat or just post it for the general chat, and I will get you more information and get you connected and up and running with Learning Roundtable. So that is it from me. What questions or comments do you all have?
Lindsay, I wonder if it would be helpful to give just a little bit of history of the Learning Roundtable.
Ooh. That would be helpful if I knew much about the history of the Learning Roundtable. We used to be, is it Clenert? I would have to ask Amy or Cassie, because I know you've been involved for a long time. Continue, it used to be continue, oh gosh, someone help me out. Continual learning and education. It's always been related to continual lifelong learning, professionally, especially as relates to professional development. It's been around for a long time. Our current name is Learning Roundtable, which really refers to any sort of professional learning that gets done in the library context.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Does this committee work with other ALA committees in any capacity?
Not yet, but I do have some minor connections with the Library Consultants Interest Group and the Gaming Roundtable. The Gaming Roundtable, you know, like gamification of learning is a big topic. I've connected with the presidential trio there, and they do a yearly event they might like to involve us in, or we might like to be involved in. That's about it. We have been pretty dormant as a group since the pandemic, which I understand has been pretty typical across the board for a lot of organizations, both at ALA and outside. So we are looking to build those connections, because the more we work with other groups, the more visibility we have as well, and the better work we're doing for everybody. Does that answer your question?
I also have a little addition too, if that's
Please.
okay for me to share.
Mhm.
So one of the other committees that I know will be looking to get going after this first round of 4 is the we've always participated in ALA's Emerging Leader Program, and then that gives a lot of greater connection with the other sections and the other committees and all that stuff. So, but that's a bigger project, and we need to find leaders and groups going for these.
Yeah. Yeah. That my personal history with Learning Roundtable is that I was involved and I was secretary from 2018 to 2020, and there was a really robust group then that was running emerging leaders programs, and it was really cool. It's really cool to, help develop, like, and that's part of our mission too, is developing new librarians, experienced librarians, developing people wherever they are in their careers. But emerging leaders was a special opportunity to get newer librarians going and involved too. Well, if you don't have further questions or comments, I will put my info in the chat one more time along with that super cool link to our committee interest form. If you have questions after the fact, please reach out. I'm always happy to set up a phone call or meeting or something too to chat. Again, we do have chairs already set for each of these 4 committees. We're just looking for members to help do the work. And I'm really excited about the year ahead and getting things going and building some momentum. And who knows, maybe a few months from now, we'll start getting those other committees going. We will start recruiting probably around the turn of the year, maybe for the next fiscal year, because hopefully we start building capacity and getting people involved and we work towards relaunching our Emerging Leaders program. That would be super cool to see happen in the next year or 2.
Hi, Lindsay. Can you hear me?
Yes,
It's
I can hear you.
Denise.
Hi, Denise.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
So I would like to do something, but I have very little time currently. So um so these tasks, like, say, setting up the conference schedule,
Mhm.
um does it get broken down as to making sure one part of it gets done, or like I'm not sure of how any of this works.
Sure. So, I'd have to be looking at I've got a deadline list. So we do, let's say 3 different events at ALA. So, one of them, for example, is the President's Program. I get to choose the topic for that, which is really exciting to have control and power over that. And I've already got an idea in mind. I would like to do a panel of people talking about their jobs or maybe getting a job or working as a staff development person. So if you are on the conference programs committee, it could be that you just either take on one of the events that's going to happen, or you take on a piece of that event. So maybe it could be that you are in contact with the 4 panelists, you're sending them information about what to expect at the conference. So you would set yourself concrete deadlines of like, okay, at this date, we need to have these people nailed down. I need to create a directory of who these people are. I need to email them a month before the conference, a week before a conference, the day before the program. So it could be a discrete series of steps that are really broken down and very crystal clear. I find that I do very well when I have my projects broken down into really clear steps. And so that could be like an event that you take ownership of. It would take very little work. You just have to keep on track of those deadlines. Does that sound like something that you might want to take on or would make sense for you and your workload?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And same thing for the Pat Carteret. That's very goal and task oriented. We could easily break that down. Like we need to have a draft of the call. We need to have a deadline where we get that proofread. We need a deadline where we send that out. We need a deadline where we send that out again. We're going to do a first, second, third pass of the people. We're going to email them out, and then we're going to have someone send out an announcement about that. So again, that would be another concrete series of steps. So if you're looking for a way to contribute and meet people, but also with very limited time, I probably suggest one of those 2 committees, because you could just have a series of steps like, 10 minutes a month, but just having someone that's keeping track of that stuff can just be absolutely invaluable.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, I love it. Thank you.
And you're the one that So I would be working with you if I would say want to help you with the president's event or
Yeah.
any of the committee events.
Yes. So I'm not chairing the conference programs, Dr. Oh, I shouldn't say it without in front of me. We have a chair set up for the conference programs. I think it's Dr. Jennifer Dean.
It
I'll
is,
probably
yes.
Okay, thank you, Dorothy. I'll probably join in on the committee. As the person that gets to decide what the president's program is, I should certainly be involved in that committee, I suppose. So yeah, you'd be working with me on that, for instance. So if you wanted to work with me and help me get that president's program going, that could be a small piece of your work as a committee member for conference programs. And it's just a lot of little fiddly deadlines, and you just need to have a plan that when we get the request for a certain bit of information, like, do you want theater style or do you want rounds? And we already have that decided in mind, and you could just fire back rounds, theater, whatever it is. So yeah, just having someone else keep track of these deadlines would be great.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome. All right, I will go ahead and stop the recording. Thank you all for joining me here.